today, second day at the Huskykennel, as you can see.
We got up at like 7:30 and we went out at 8 to let the dogs out into this outside area. Right there we have the barn and they stay inside for when it's winter and fall and
At night.
but if it's summer they stay outside the entire time, so maybe we'll get to see that too.
Then we took the dogs out in groups of 2, 6 at a time, but in groups of 2, and we put them in front of scooters. We just went sledding for the first time.
Don't underestimate this, guys.
Being on the scooters is incredibly tough. I mean, we did one run of like 2 kilometers. Lila stopped after the first one, and after the second one I could barely walk. Sally did a third one.
Yeah, we just let the dogs pull us with the scooters. You think the dogs are doing all the work, but so that to my exhaustion, because it was really hard. And I don't even know why.
We went out back in the forest. We made a little circle. We were there like for 10 minutes maybe, and oh my god, I'm sweating. You don't just stand there. You pedal along. You're all the time you're bending your knees and all your weight and the wiggles and
I don't know what we're doing. What makes me feel like I'm the most unfit person in the world. Like, holy shit. The dogs are full of energy. They didn't even have breakfast yet, but they could run for like miles and miles, and they will probably not even stop if you wouldn't tell them to stop. They would just outrun themselves, and it's just really crazy. And there was a horse.
They also have 2 horses. We cleaned their bowls and their water buckets. We scooped some poop. While we were doing that, they were able to like run around a bit. They can't just stop, and because that's not really good for their muscles. So while we were cleaning their buckets, etc., they were running around.
It's also very good to socialize and such, because they only get to be in certain groups in the cages, because some dogs don't go with each other. Attenzione!
They can socialize while running around, because when they're in their pens, they're at most with 4 of them. And when they're running around, they can be up to like a group of 15. Are you liking that? Oh yeah, you too. Oh.
And so they run around and they eat the dirt and they eat the dandelion roots, because who knows why they like them.
Well, like they still have all their winter coats. So we think it's like a winter mentality to eat everything to survive. It's just something in them.
When they get their food, they are not allowed to come towards the person with the food in an aggressive or too energized manner. So they have to sit down before they get their food, and they have to be calm. Otherwise they don't get it. They give the dogs a sign and then they can eat. Some dogs need to be moderated because some are quicker than others in finishing their food, and otherwise it will lead to like
stealing each other's food.
They get soup in the morning, and at night they get raw chicken and raw vegetables. They eat carrots and other vegetables as well. I've never seen it myself, but...
And after that we went to scoop some horse poop.
There were only 2 horses, and there are like 32 dogs, and the horses won.
The amount of poop.
The dogs even eat way more than the horses do. The horses got like a few carrots and a few apples and like
and
hay.
Grass and lots of grass.
Yeah, grass and hay.
Grass,
and
grass.
Whatever your English flows like, girl.
Let's take a look around. We're done with most of our chores. Now we're just gotta put some hay on the wet trails out back so they can dry up a bit.
We just finished all of the chores Sally gave us. Now we're making some food ourselves for dinner. Someone is asleep. And after we ate, we're going back to the barn again to give the dog some dinner. Well, let's go.